Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of The Legal Side of Your Business. Today we're going to be talking about how to become a limited liability company, also known as LLC, in Ohio specifically, how to maintain your LLC, and what to do if you want to shut it down. Please remember that this is just for educational purposes. I am not giving you legal advice. Always recommend for you to hire an attorney when you're starting a new business. All right, let's get started. So the first thing you need to do to form your limited liability company is to go to the Ohio Secretary of State website and file articles of incorporation. Basically, these articles are your application to starting your LLC. Now, to do that, you have to have a couple things prepared. You have to have a name picked out and make sure that that name is available. You can check if a name is available on the Secretary of State's website. You have to have a statutory agent appointed. A statutory agent is simply somebody that will receive service on behalf of your company if it were to get sued. So that person could be you, it could be somebody else, and one important thing to know is that that person is not going to be sued in their individual capacity at all. They're literally the person who takes the paperwork that says you've been sued and gives it to the company. So it's a way to say that the company has noticed that they've been sued. Make sure you have a statutory agent. The next thing you need to do is go on the IRS website and get an EIN number. An EIN number is basically a social security number for your business, so have that ready. And you'll need to open your own bank accounts. Now, these are all things that you should do because the idea of a limited liability company is to shield you and your family's personal assets from liability and hold the company that you're opening strictly liable for anything that may happen in the course of your business. When you are using that type of protection, it's very important that you don't commingle your personal property with your business property. So one of the easiest way that people commingle without knowing it is by using their personal bank account to operate their business, and you don't want to do that. So definitely, once you file those articles of organization, you should open your bank account. To do that, you need the EIN. So sorry if that was a little bit confusing. Please, if you didn't understand what I meant by that, comment below and I will address it for you. Okay. The next thing that you need to do is register with the Ohio Department of Taxation. And then if you are an LLC that's going to have employees, you have some additional steps you need to take. You have to report any newly hired or rehired employees to the Ohio New Hire Reporting Center. Just Google it. The next thing you have to do is contact the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation and notify them. And then last but not least, you'll have to contact the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services and notify them as well. If your business is that of one that needs additional permits and licensure, then make sure that you get those as well. Once you follow the steps, your LLC has been formed. If you see me looking down a lot, it's because I'm referring to a really handy dandy chart that I've put together, and I'm going to post this chart so that you have access to it as well. Once you have formed your limited liability company and you've gotten that acceptance from the Secretary of State, which the turnaround time is very quick. From my recollection, it's probably within 24 hours. Give or take a little bit, but it's very quick generally. Once you're an LLC, there are some steps you have to take to maintain your LLC so you don't lose your status. One important step to do is every time your statutory agent changes, you have to file an updated change form and update it with the new statutory agent's name and address. This is very important to do, and that form to update it is also found on the Secretary of State's website. The next thing you have to do is amend your articles of organization within 30 days of either changing your LLC's name, the duration of your LLC, which we will talk about all of this in your operating agreement. Please see my next video on that. So if you decide to change how long your LLC will be in existence, you have to update that within 30 days, or any other information in the articles of organization that they may have changed. Make sure that you're updating all of that. And then the last thing you should update is if your LLC merges with another business or converts into a different type of entity altogether. So you go from LLC to a S Corp or a C Corp or a nonprofit organization, whatever. These are all things that you have to actually update. Now, let's say you've been operating and you decide you no longer want the LLC. Well, the first thing I'm going to point out is simply not operating and not doing anything to your paperwork on the Secretary of State website is okay. Honestly, nothing will happen if you do that, but you'll still have the business in the system. And from my experience, you'll get a lot of telemarketing call of people that are trying to solicit different things to businesses. So probably dissolving it is the best thing to do. To dissolve it, really pretty easy to do. What you have to do is file articles of dissolution. You do that with, you guessed it, the Secretary of State. That form is online as well. And then you contact the Ohio Department of Taxation to complete any forms that they have, which they'll have some dissolution forms as well. So those are the steps that you need to take. Starting an LLC, it's the best thing you can do. It provides you some of the best legal protection, and it's quite simple and inexpensive. All the fees are listed on the Secretary of State website. If you'd like to know how much it costs to start a limited liability company and to fill out all the different forms that I've mentioned in this video, please comment below and I can attach that link so you can check it out. So like I said, it's one of the best things you can do, but make sure that you're doing it right. And last but not least, this is just for educational purposes. This is not meant to serve as legal advice. I wholeheartedly recommend that whenever you're starting a business, you include hiring an attorney as part of that business plan, just to save yourself the time, the energy, the headache, and the money involved in having to go back and amend things after the fact. That's all I have for you. If you have any questions, please drop them below. Hit the like button. Please subscribe. Recommend this to all your entrepreneur friends. Happy business developing. Good day.